Alrighty, we are in Cedar City, Utah. I'm trying to block this light right there so it's not too backlit. We made it just shy of 1,100 miles today. I was, after we got held up last night and stayed in York instead of getting North Platte, we still had a long fucking drive that I wanted to get done last night, so a lot of driving. But anyway, uh, we got out on time, which was fucking amazing. Um, I mean, we left at basically 6 o'clock. We were on the road, um, and the only wrong, it wasn't even necessarily a wrong turn. There was all this construction right where there's a split where 80 splits off from, I don't know, whatever, then south 50 something maybe, um, into Colorado. There in the very top west corner, and so we like realized it as soon as we did it, and then we ended up taking 385 north, so it may have cost us like 10 minutes or something like that, 10 15, but no big deal. We got to see a little country and a couple of cool little small towns, and so hit Cheyenne for about an hour 15. The kids really liked that. Angie and I were there 2 years ago, one of my dad's favorite towns, um, and so that was pretty cool. And then we pretty much just hauled ass through Colorado, hit Fort Collins, to grab some late lunch or lunch, whatever time it was. And traffic, of course, was shitty going through Denver. And then first time ever for us going through the Rocky Mountains, over to Grand Junction. That was a beautiful drive. We stopped a couple of times coming through there. Um, and then into Utah, and still a pretty long drive after you get into Utah. I mean, hell, it was like fucking 5 hours from Grand Junction here, something like that. And but anyway, we made it. This is where I wanted to be at the end of day two, uh, so that tomorrow's not too super compressed. I talked to the lady from the coroner's office property room, and at first she was really nice, and I've talked to her before, but she was just like, yeah, we can mail you the stuff. Nathaniel's, a few things that he had on him. And I was like, well, ma'am, listen, we're just drove cross country to get here. Um, we're going to be there tomorrow in um, Las Vegas to receive our son's ashes. I was like, it would be, you know, great if we could just come by and pick these things up. And she was like, well, they're not really doing that because of COVID. She's like, and she was very empathetic. She said, well, let me call someone, supervisor or something. So anyway, so we have an appointment to go there at 3 o'clock tomorrow. She did get permission, and have to wear, probably just one of us can get in. Have to wear some kind of face covering and gloves, and can get those items. And then I haven't heard back from the dude from where Than was staying in that like complex, but he had offered, I don't know if I said this yesterday, he offered for us to stay in like a extra guest room that probably is available as furnished. So that would be really cool, because I think it would help us to like connect, to stay there basically in the same building, to connect with where Nathaniel was and where he spent the last, I have to look at the dates, I don't know, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks maybe, of his life. Today was, I don't know, it was kind of a compressed day. Oh, and then wrote the funeral people, just letting them know we were on schedule and all that. So, but yeah, I mean, the family, we all had, I mean, we had a good day. Angie and I were a little compressed part of the day just because of what tomorrow is and what tomorrow means, and all that. But the day ended up well, and everyone was very excited to get here because this is basically, if we made it this far, we only have like 2.5 hours to drive tomorrow in the morning. So um, everything else can, go well in a time sense without us having to rush or having to get up extra early. So it's basically, what the fuck time it is here? It's 1:23, so we're hoping to be in bed, hopefully asleep at 2. Probably sleep till 8. Yeah, probably sleep till 8, leave at 8:30, and then we should be square. But yeah, I mean, I did some more writing in my head. And there were some moments that were, I don't want to make a long thing. I want this to be under 10 minutes because I'm just fucking tired. And even in my moving days, oh, the lights just went on the car. I don't know if I ever drove, because we did a lot of, you're doing a lot of moving. I know I've driven like 850 miles a day. I don't know if I ever drove 1,000 miles in a day, or more than 1,000 miles in a day when I was a mover. I don't know, maybe. I can't remember. But yeah, some hard moments today, but some beautiful moments with the family. I mean, the kids are just, of course, 2 of them are adults, but the kids are just fucking awesome. I mean, everyone's trying to be in good spirits, trying to really soak up this trip. I will forever be glad that Angie and I decided for this to be a road trip, instead of a flying trip. And we're only 2 days into it. We still have 6 days left. I mean, that's just amazing to me. Like, we've seen so much country, so much country. Just beautiful fucking country. I mean, everything from like the rolling kind of plains of Iowa to the super flat through part of Nebraska, and the mesas and mountains and all kinds of different, rolling through canyons and hauling ass. I mean, 80-mile-an-hour fucking speed limits. My mom reposted one of Nathaniel's friends' post that he made a few weeks ago, which is extremely poignant and extremely sweet and loving. I'd have to read it back again, but that was really nice. A couple more people donated to the memorial fund, which again is like really helping alleviate pressure from how hard it would have been, with the costs, out here, plus the costs at home with the cemetery and the stone and all that, and some of the administrative things, plus the travel and all that. I mean, having people chip in has been amazing, because it just would have been so much more stressful, floating 100% of that. So we are forever grateful to those people who have helped out. Many of whom we know, some casually know, and then others are complete strangers to us, but are friends of Nathaniel. So anyway, it was a good day. Tomorrow's going to be a hard day. But I am in awe of the love that our family has for one another, and that's awesome. And I'm going to stop this before 10 minutes. Till tomorrow.